have the safety features that a lot in the West do. Literally, if you look at the
it's 20,000
cars that come from Iran, Khodro, and all that, like people have done videos where they just like basically just take these cars apart. Do you know, Z, that one of the cars that Iran has produced for a very long time is called the Paycon? Up until whatever, maybe 15 years ago, it was a loan car that came from, like the build of it came from the UK, all right? So the cars that were popular in the UK during the time of Mohammad Reza Shah, Iran was still making these fucking cars, no airbags, no safety features, nothing, for like 40, 50 years straight, okay? So this... yeah, it's not. They don't have the greatest engineering. By the way, for people who
not the greatest engineering or the
no, or just the way. No, we have great engineers, okay, but the manufacturing, the process to get it down is not quite there. Yeah. So yeah, Mo, just 1 second. I just want to finish something off, okay? Z, do you know in Iran people who have foreign cars, like Japanese cars, do you know after the tariffs and stuff that they pay, those cars in dollars will cost more in Iran than they do like in the US? That's like, if you see somebody like that has like a BMW or something in Iran that has all that safety features and whatnot, that person has to be a fucking rich individual in order to be able to afford that. Okay?
Yeah, that's all the Middle East pretty much, because the currency of exchange is the dollar, and when you don't have the dollar and they print the law here, Taco, you have to look at the whole thing together. You cannot separate a country that is under sanction for that long, for them to even survive, make their own food, their own medicine, and the ability to have to even manufacture.
The world that we live in right now, okay? Yeah, it's my dream. I wish I could wave a wand and remove all sanctions on Iran. I can't do that. Nobody can. Okay? And we're just not powerful enough to do that. Okay? So we can sit here bitching, complaining about sanctions. I know I have myself, but it's not going to help. We have to think outside of the box. We tried so many different things and it hasn't worked. So what do we do? Okay, Z, tell me, how are we going to remove sanctions on Iran?
They're trying to do it as we speak. That's why we are in the shit we are in.
Who's they?
We're talking about different payment system, different often financial system that is being created as we speak.
So you're talking about getting off the U.S. reserve dollar? And
why do you think all this war is for? The push against the dollar.
Petrodollar. Yes, I get it. I get that, but still, some sanctions, even if you get off the U.S. dollar standard, those banking restrictions, it doesn't matter which currency you use, I don't think it's going to matter.
You breaking the banking system by introducing the fucking digital dollars and the digital currencies and all of this, and what's happening in the world is that we are in labor as we speak. We don't know what's going to come out of it. The only thing is that Iran is holding on its dominance, its own independence.
And Z, you know what? If that is happening right now, then the path that I was discussing, that could be worked in parallel with that. Those two things do not contradict one another.
Agreed. But
okay,
for you to do that, America's hegemony on the world has to be broken. And that's why we are in the shit that we are in now.
Well,
the only way you break that is become that. Become that. Play the game. No. The only way you break that is become that and play the game better.
Yeah,
one cannot achieve that through isolation. You enjoin, you say the noble lie, unfortunately, where you don't really win them.
The mean justifies the end, and that's not the right way, because you're gonna produce the same system that you're already fighting it. It's not the right word that we want to be in for us and our children.
Okay.
It's a temporary system, right? Like, I mean,
can we get the opinion of some other people who come? I know Mo wanted to say something, and Sadaf, Ace, Sally. Let's see. Let's get some other opinions, and we'll go back to what we were talking about. Mo, go ahead.
Thanks a lot. I mean, I a little bit doubt about the solution that you tried to expand. However, yeah, I can understand it. But I would like to also bring another angle, how a possible change in Iran may look like. I think up until the time that the message of any revolution, any future revolution in Iran is antagonizing and do not give up the right of the other part to exist, like Muslims or even pro-regime supporters, that cannot happen. I think my idea about any revolution in future is something that happened in South Africa, something that we never forget, but we forgive. And we include those who have maybe a national pardon. We include, and it becomes a very inclusive change that give us as Iranian opportunity to have a fresh start. And this is an important part, regardless who is sponsoring it or how we have to sponsor a change in Iran. I think the message for a change is important. And that's why, for instance, personally, I cannot support those who support military campaign or Pahlavi at the moment, because they are not inclusive. Their understanding of the political realm and life of people in Iran is so limited to part of Tehran, and it doesn't include from Tehran too. But a few years ago, I made a trip after the Zanzandi Azadi to Iran, back with the family. Tehran is like probably the hijab is gone, but when you go 100 kilometers to another city like Kashan or something, you see the proportion changes. And I just wanted to emphasize on the message for a change and future of Iran that has to be inclusive and some maybe South African type of movement. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and to echo what Mo was saying, there's a really good book called The Iranians by Sandra Mackey. If you guys ever read this, my uncle gave it to me like when I was in high school. I read it probably 3-4 times. And one of the things that she describes in there is that one of the downfalls of both Reza Khan and Mohammad Reza Pahlavi was not taking the clergy seriously. Okay? When you have to realize in any country, when you have a portion of your population that's very religious, they look at your politics, okay, but they don't answer to you. Ultimately, they answer to their God. And there are a lot of them are willing to die for those beliefs. So in order to have the future of Iran, it has to be respectable, like Mo said, to even those religious peoples. You have to be able to be tolerant and respectful to people that you vehemently disagree with, whether it be by your religion or your politics or your ethnic groups or whatever. If there's not that level of tolerance, then Iran, as it stands now with its current borders, will not be able to survive. That's my opinion. Hi, Emrose. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
This is Magus here. Put me in your queue, Dr. Taco and Dr. Narges.
I got you, Magus. Look, we're just going to go down the order. Ace, are you there? Okay, looks like Ace is in there. All right, let's go to Sally.
You guys saw that. I'll jump in.
Okay. All right, thanks, Ace. Okay, Sally, are you there?
Yeah.
Can I talk?
No. We're gonna go in.
Luca can go first. It's alright.
Okay, all right. We'll go to Luca then. Go ahead, Luca.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I'm just looking at the broader picture, right? And Iran is Iran. Africa's Africa. So I'm not Arab, but obviously I used to just bring Iran to just Arabs because you see.
Hello?
Individuals, Arabs, individuals like Saudi Arabians and Moroccans, I do individuals. But Iran, I'm just wondering, what is it with Iranians? They're very sophisticated. Very sophisticated. And now when I think about it, I don't think they're winning the war. I think they're behind the war.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go to Magus. Magus.
Yeah, so I was looking at Times of Israel earlier, and they're saying that, Trump and Netanyahu have to determine who the next leader is. But just the fact that the Ayatollah has been assassinated and other major, executives on the high command have been executed.
You don't know if he was. You don't know. He wasn't there.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, even just based on my analysis of the news, if the news is even accurate, I'm just trying to say that it seems like, this settles old scores. And, I don't think a land invasion is happening. I don't think, like a massive multi-pronged attack. Like they have been pulling off like top secret James Bond covert operations. And the three major operations, one is in Venezuela, the other is in Lebanon, and then the third is now in, Tehran, Iran, and other cities in Iran. But they have like avoided, the type of total invasion like Afghanistan and Iraq. So in summary, I'm just trying to say that, all the genocide speak, all the apartheid speech, all the racism, bigotry, and all the complaints that I've heard on this app and on X, you can't at least marvel at the executions of these operations. But, again, this is whether or not these people are really getting killed. And obviously a lot of people are dying. And, death by military industrial complex, it's not the preferred way to exit life. Let's just be honest. And so it's an unfortunate reality, but, the CIA is funded at $60 billion a year, and the Army and the Navy and the Marines and the whole Pentagon budget is $1.2 trillion a year. And that's not going to slow down. And if a war expands, the United States, in my opinion, based on the economic philosophy and theory of civilization or war, is to just continue to pay for infinite expansion of war until the political goals are met. Obviously, the upcoming election on March 17th is just an indicator, because that's just the primary. The real election is in November, but it doesn't matter, because Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna, and other congresspeople and senators, who are critical of Trump's actions, have already tried to reprimand, and the Senate and the Congress, they already, approve of it. So, and Trump is urging France and urging Great Britain and other former World War II allies to join the fray. So I'm just trying to say that if the Iranians are smart, the new Ayatollah, the young man, either he will lead a new revolution of acceptance of the now, or essentially, creating some type of de-escalation and peace deal, or he too will probably be, obliterated. And there's no super secret weapon coming to save anybody. And, they're already refilling and refueling and preparing for the next wave. So, and they're not broke, and they have the ability to borrow and spend to fund and resupply and buy and keep that stock market high. And, they're worried about terrorism. They're worried about, gas prices and things like that. Anyways, I'm just saying the powers that be, if Iran and the people of Iran can somehow pull it together and say, you know what, we would rather be friends with America than America's enemy, that would be the totally logical thing to do. To resist is futile. We are the Borg. We already assimilated so many countries that to resist the Borg now is futile. Hello?
Yeah, thank you for that. Star Trek reference. Resistance is futile. Emrose, welcome. Mic is on you. Emrose, are you safe?
Yes. I should not speak right now because I would tear that person into pieces. So, no.
No, your voice is valued on the stage, Emrose.
You little piece of supremacist cunt. Do you understand that people are living this reality? You sit here and you rejoice at the fact that America is fucking all strong. Do you think it's a good thing? Vanity? Have you ever heard the story of Narcissus? This is how you will end up self-imploding. And please understand, two of the people, at least that I know of on this panel, are terrified of families that are currently there. Acid rain is not power, you motherfucker. It's evil. I don't know how you can listen to this taco. Seriously, Nargis, I'm sorry. Nobody should have to listen to a motherfucker talking like that about his family being in fucking danger. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? This is your tax dollars paying to make it rain acid on a city of millions of people. Did you hear what Trump said yesterday? Death and fury. Literally saying, I will create conditions of life aimed at the physical destruction of a population in whole or in part. And if somebody somewhere down the line says there's no fucking intent, do you not see where this is going? I can't. Jesus.
Okay. Thank you, Ambrose. Okay, go ahead, Sally.
What I wanted actually to say, it was in regard of what options he was talking about eventually Iran in the future, currently the relationship between Iran and the West. Here we're talking about this. I think if you want to actually make a stable relation with Iran, is just like RCGI. It's just not a military power in Iran. It's the main center of the economic and industrial owners in Iran. They basically own the whole economy in Iran. So, and I believe if you have earned enough money through holding to the power, at one point you won't just go one step back and let other people fight for you because you can buy them with the money. So I believe throughout these last 47 years, there are a lot of RCGI and inside military people in Iran that they changed their position to become a powerhouse and
families that are currently there.
The money that they hold.
Is not power, you
if US wants to actually make a change in Iran, I mean, like having a relationship with them, making sure that this, whatever is in Iran is in power, wants to have a connection with them, they have to hit those people, the people that wear suits and actually running Iran behind the cover. I don't know who they are, but most likely the best intelligence organizations in the world know or have a good assumption who is these people. My idea is that whatever changes happening in Iran is something that kind of been supported from a group of the powerhouse in Iran, who a theocracy government just limits their money making. So this whole chaos was kind of also I know this maybe sounds like conspiracy theories. I have no proof of this, but I believe that people that was actually in the power in Iran, they just hit the limits of their money grabbing potential. And he was actually making a good point. If Iran become a good, if Iran have a good relationship with the West and all the sanctions go away, just imagine how much money they can make.
Do you think you can encourage somebody to have a good relationship with you when you bomb them and you kill them and you destroy everything they know? Like, think about it. Do you have a good relationship? No, Iran didn't. The regime did a lot of bad stuff. But the regime is not the Iranian people. And right now, the people suffering the most are the Iranian.
Yeah, but that's 20 to 30 million enemy combatants. The IRGC has 20 million active soldiers prepared for war.
Everybody who's not speaking right now, and I want to go have Ambrose and Sally have a back and forth, please. And then when they're done, Marcus, I'll give you a chance to go.
And Jen was asking Sally, people, I heard on a panel yesterday somebody saying he's disappointed with the Iraq people. He was promised that they will uprise. I don't understand if people understand what it's like to see the dystopian images right outside your window that Iranians in Tehran had to watch the past week. Do you think people will think about uprising? No. They will think about surviving, and they will think about hating anybody that put them in that situation. I mean, what do you expect them to? Oh, you were so kind to me by bombing me and ruining everything that I know. I will now like to be your friend.
Ambrose, don't misunderstand me. I fully denounce this war. I don't want anyone bring my country democracy with the bomb, which is just a false democracy that doesn't exist in the West. I don't want any of that, and I know it's the people that pay the price of this war. But for the people in power, neither in Iran or US, they doesn't care about us. All they think is how I can make the potential positions to make even more money. As I said,
what is she? No, but what is she? What is she?
What's she? What do you mean? What do you mean, Luca? Can you ask me?
Look, I don't know what you meant by.
Listen, a war is just two opposing funeral services. It's not total war. It's all a bluff. It's just a bluff. Nobody wants to destroy nobody. And the truth is, it's a funeral procession. And you guys are taking it into a megalomaniacal drama of epic proportions. Control your screeching and learn how to do some transcendental meditation. And maybe, you won't have so much personal anxiety and conflict and friction in your life. Hello?
Every word that you say, every word, every time you open your mic and
you guys, one mic on me for a second. 1 second, Sally, please. Okay? We're not going to do 8 people talking at the same time. All right? When I call on you, please speak. Please keep it brief. And we'll have a back and forth, okay? So let's go for Sally for 60 seconds.
California was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13 a gallon.
Marcus or Emeralds that want to reply, 60 seconds, okay? Go ahead, Sally.
I appreciate it. I just what I was saying. Every time you say something, it just shows me how much ignorant you are about what's happening in Iran, what's actually the nature of this conflict, and what's actually control. Okay, you're just someone that just watch all the news and believe everything they say. But back to my point, and I actually want Taku or anyone that has more knowledge into this, just enlighten me more, because as I just said. And I was come to just making adding.
I tried to enlighten you by saying, do some meditation. But I'm not a TV dummy like you think I am. You're projecting.
You're not dumb, brother. You're not dumb, brother. You're trying to wrap it up. I appreciate it. I just want you to know your opinion about this idea that yes, RCG is the main economy powerhouse in Iran, not just the military. And how that can eventually connecting to the people that actually running RCG and the showrunners. For example, I'm not sure, but for example, let's say Larijani and his family and his circle, because of people that was in the circle of the supreme leader. And the amount of money that they summed up throughout these years is just huge. They have a lot of money that they maybe don't know what they want to do with those money for the future.
Okay, sorry. I think I understand your question. I'm going to defer answering it to Mo. I think Mo might have a good answer. Mo, go ahead. 2 minutes to answer Sally's question.
Yep. Actually, denying corruption in Iran is absolutely wrong. Iranian government, because they wanted to bypass the sanctions, has created a network of trustees. These trustees initially were chosen by loyal and also cherry-picked from a Revolutionary Guard. However, not necessarily those people are committed and loyal to where they come from. And that problem also exists. I do not entirely blame that part to the sanctions. However, I believe sanctions played a role in exacerbating the corruption in the system. So part of more pre-revolution, part of initially Revolutionary Guard members were cherry-picked and picked to take over certain deals. And, because Iranian government didn't want to expose, and there was no transparency, because you cannot bypass sanctions transparently because they gonna blind it. So the corruption increased over the time, and that's a real issue in Iran. Just wanted
bingo, well said. This is what you guys need to talk about.
Bingo, bingo, bango. We haven't even gotten to Rumi Jalal al-Din. When do we get to the Rumi poetry, the good part of the show?
You're funny, Magus. Okay, I want to hear for some new voices. Let's go to Amir. Amir, are you there?
Yeah, hello guys.
Hello, Amir. If you'd like to speak, 2 minutes on you, uninterrupted. Go ahead, Amir.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I can hear some voices that say, actually stop this war. It's acid rain on the head of people. But, this decision has been made. This regime, this Islamic terrorist regime should go. And Israel and US taken this actually.
Remember, you remember 2 minutes. He gave you 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. Okay, remember me.
Hey, Luca, please.
Okay, why are you interrupting me? I can actually understand.
You always forgetting me.
Okay, please shut up. And this decision has been made, and they know what are they doing. The reason that they are going to Iran to actually attack Iran is not just actually saving Iranians from this pathetic regime. It's not that's it. It's because Iranian people is the only nation in the region that are not have not tied with Islam in compare of other countries in the Middle East. And Israel, especially Israel, know that people in Iran, not all of them, at least 70%, about 60 million of them are actually Iranians, true Persians. And they want actually to be back on Israel. And Israel know that. And Israel wants this ally in the region. And this decision has been made. But those who are actually saying this war is not good for people want that. People want to get rid of these bastards.
Okay, let me moderate this. Amir, I'd like to moderate real quick so people understand what you're talking about. To you, personally to you, what does getting rid of the regime look like, okay? The regime consists of